Janet Yellen is the Secretary of the Treasury of the United States of America. This is one of the most powerful positions in U.S. government. On a recent interview with Sky News, she's asked a fairly interesting question about U.S. engagement in another war. I need to show you this clip and then explain to you why her answer is off.
What this all means. Paul Tudor-Jones, the famed investor, was on CNBC this week, and he said, "This is the most threatening and challenging geopolitical environment that I've ever seen. At the same time, the US is in its weakest fiscal position since World War II, with debt to GDP at 122%. Can America, can the West afford another war at this time?"
I think the answer is absolutely. America can certainly afford to stand with Israel and to support Israel's military needs. And we also can and must support Ukraine in its struggle against Russia. And look, the American economy is doing extremely well.
So there you go. Absolutely. America can in fact afford another war, according to Janet Yellen, Secretary of the Treasury. But let's break this down. First of all, wars are big business. It's a fact for the banks. Banks get to lend out a lot of money during war, many times to the government, many times to both governments that are involved in any particular war. And they do this at high interest rates. Corporations also love war, especially those corporations that are involved in defense spending, manufacturing, technology, and many others. And governments want war as well because our representatives can procure spending for those special interest groups whose pockets they are in. So can America really afford another war? Well, the answer is yes. But that is the wrong question. And this is why Janet Yellen is off. The question that needs to be asked is, should America engage in another war? I can tell you this. The United States needs to get out of the war between Ukraine and Russia. We need to stop funding Ukraine with hundreds of billions of dollars. We need to stop giving them military weaponry. We need to stop training their military officers. At a bare minimum, the only engagement we should have is trying to secure a peace treaty between Ukraine and Russia, one that would involve the United States never allowing Ukraine to be a part of NATO. That's right, I said it. Ukraine should never be a part of NATO for a number of reasons. Now, once we get out of that war, we have a very serious and complicated situation in the Middle East right now. It's not just Israel versus Hamas or Israel versus Hamas and Hezbollah. It's Israel versus the entire Arab nations around them, including Iran, who is a state sponsor of terror and has the ability to launch some pretty powerful weaponry. The United States' biggest involvement should be helping to fund Israel and support it with appropriate weaponry. We should also do this with an agreement that we will in fact get our money back. That's right, I said it. We're going to get our money back. Israel has the ability in the future, once this engagement settles down, to pay back the United States of America. Let's stop being foolish. Our leaders need to start putting this kind of wording whenever we do hand out money in these situations. Do you think Ukraine is going to pay back the United States any of the $100 billion that we gave them? Absolutely not, because our leaders are dumb. But if the United States does support Israel, and I think we do, we should absolutely make sure that we get our money back for the American people. But we certainly should be supporting Israel, and I do not think we should be doing this with direct American engagement, boots on the ground in Israel or the Middle East. Israel is more than capable of handling their own, but they will need our support defensively, aircraft carriers and other naval ships in the Mediterranean, and all the funding and armament that they need that's appropriate for this situation. Janet Yellen, the Secretary of the Treasury of the United States of America, failed to recognize the most effective way of answering this question, which was really to not answer that question, but to propose a new question. Not can America get in another war, but should America get in a war? Another area where she was off was she said that we need to continue to absolutely fund Ukraine. She could not be more wrong on this issue. That will become another endless conflict between two countries in a part of the world that has nothing to do with us. Supporting Israel? Yes. A beacon of democracy in the Middle East, the United States needs to be a support and on the side and an ally of Israel. What do you all think? Leave your comments below. As always, I'll catch you on the next one.